And welcome on in, everybody, to the Aurora Overwatch Clash Season 8 Group Stage Week 1 matchup here between the Manitoba Magical Mosasaurs and the Merry Maples. I'm Boone, and joining me today will be Topaz. And Topaz, we got ourselves quite the battle here. Both these teams in our PR rankings, top 5 preseason. So basically, this is kind of a really big prove-up match for both these squads. And look at the rosters. I think they're getting ready to at least put on a show for us. I'm hoping for a Map 5 banger. But, yeah, I guess your initial thoughts on seeing this whole team come together.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Mosasaurs are. I mean, everyone's saying that they're basically the best team in the league, and I think that's definitely the case. I mean, you have Melon as a tank and your captain. That just always helps. And then somehow, she was able to pick up Void Fiber and Silver Talls, which is ridiculous. And then HV, Big Brain, and Mistletoe is kind of the big question mark, but I think it's an absolutely insane team. It kind of just depends on how good of a sync Mistletoe is. And at some point, no shade to her, but I wonder, like, does it even really matter when you have the rest of the squad? But I do think that the Maples, in my opinion, are the second best team. Obviously, Florin was on my team last season. I think she's absolutely insane at the game. And it was funny, her draft, basically all of her picks are like right next to each other, all in the third round. And she somehow managed to get almost everyone that she wanted. So two insane teams, in my opinion. Very excited to see what happens here.
A quick little update here for chat. It appears that we're having some issues getting White Fiber invited back in. Somebody might have had them blocked. I'm not sure. Who really knows? I don't blame them blocking that Venture 1 trick, sending them right back underground where they belong, but looks like we're coming right back in the lobby. We are going to start our first map here shortly of Lijiang Tower. And, I mean, the thing that comes out with both these teams is I think the Mosasaurs, a lot of really proven components here coming together. And Mistletoe, like you said, can they just do their job? Can they just not die before Melon and Void Fiber HP like kill everything else? Silver Talons will keep Mistletoe and the rest of the team alive. So it's just, can they just survive and be a solid little rookie? But then with the Merry Maples, there's a lot of questions here. You got Dr. Jargo, Corgi, Jess, 3 rookies here coming in, pairing alongside Whalefish and Florin. So I think if these rookies can show up, like you said, this could be a battle of top 2 teams, maybe even like a quick little early playoffs matchup. Who really knows going on? But I know that we saw both Jess and Corgi at the rookie showcase, and they both played extremely well. Corgi, I believe, was playing more of the support role, more of that flex support, and Jess kind of mixed between 2 of DPS and support, and has some really solid showings for, I guess, relative to the SR. So it really is just, can the rookies show up, and if they do, I think this team be really, really solid. Like you said, Florin here, probably hard carry. Is she going to be playing, that Freya? Is she going to be a terrorist in this league? Because I don't know if Void Fiber HPSec really has the Freya under the belt, so it could be a pretty decent advantage for him coming in.
Yeah, and I do think, though, that Venture, as far as I know, Venture's pretty good against the Freya. Just, like, being able to survive. Obviously can't really kill the Freya, but I think the biggest issue, like you just hit the nail on the head, in my opinion. Like, they have to deal with Flora and Freya, and that is not an easy thing to do. And I think your best chances is really like HV, maybe Silvertall is kind of like hitting in some pot shots. I don't actually know what Silvertall's plays. I'm assuming like Onakiri stuff.
Yeah, plays that flex support and plays kind of the. I mean, at least in the Ana, they play at the little rat style where they're behind you and they throw the nades and throw the sleeps. I know they played a lot of the Moira on the Sydney Sea Dragons when paired with Melon, but not near as much as last season when they were on the Blahaj. They played a lot more Ana in that comp. And I mean, we should also bring up that basically the Mosasaurs are a combination of both our second place teams last 2 seasons. The Sydney Sea Dragons with Melon and Silver Towels, and then the Blahaj of White Fiber and Silver Towels. So is this team destined for another second place finish?
I think Silver Towels is just good. I think that's what I just learned. So
Silver Towels might just be good, but okay, let's see. It appears that Silver Towels might be in a face-it match, so we'll send you guys to a quick little map break here while we're waiting for that player to return. You can enjoy the Beast by the Purist 2 on the other side of this break. Map 1 begins after this.
beats are the purest, prove it.
And welcome back, everybody. We officially fully have all of our rosters in and ready to go. Getting you in our first map here of Lijiang Tower. What do you expect to see here, Topaz? Because, we're probably thinking the Melon team probably wants to stick more to that dive. It's just kind of, what does Dr. Jargo play? A new kind of questioning rookie here. And do they pop off here early in Lijiang Tower against a really tough opponent in Melon to go 1-1?
Yeah, I feel like Melon might pull out the Mauga here. Obviously not the best right now, but Melon is good at Mauga or Hazard. I think Hazard makes sense too. Florin on the Pharah is interesting. I kind of hope she stays it. It just makes sense against their team, especially with Big Brain in. Like, it's going to be really difficult to deal with a Pharah. I don't know. That seems. I don't know if Big Brain has a hit scan in him. I genuinely have no clue. But yeah, Venture versus Pharah, or you're always going to prefer the Pharah in that matchup.
Yeah, I'll have to wait and see what exactly the plan is here. Big Brain just gets a TP up and then trades over onto the Tracer, puts some more pressure potentially on this back line here, but Whalefish already on the Cassidy will be able to mark out the Tracer here fairly effectively. Bit of a counterplay potentially to the expected dive composition of the Mosasaurs, but still an early speed ring here from Jess is going to get Dr. Jargo on the point with a spin, with a spear, just barely missing Melon there, but finds Mistletoe, so no Juno healing now here for the side of the Mosasaurs, and right now still 1-for-1 exchange. Another big spear though from Dr. Jargo, takes Melon off the cart. Now Void Fiber comes in, both tanks booped off the map simultaneously back to back right there. Point will flip here early here for the Mosasaurs as Big Brain is still there. Corgi 1 HP gets melted in the face. Now Void Fiber trying to take down the Pharah in the sky on the Venture of all things. And it seems like it's going to work out as somehow the Mosasaurs is able to flip that back despite the early loss of Melon on the tank. They're still kind of going here. Melon has gone back to their mantra. And Mistletoe down here once again. Another early pick there over onto the Juno. And now the reinforcements have returned for the Merry Maples. Still going at it right now. Big Brain looking for a touch punch, but Whalefish clocks them right in the dome. Says Big Brain packing. And the point will flip here 20% back in favor of the Merry Maples.
Yeah, I just think the Pharah versus Venture is going to be so interesting to watch. Because Void is going to stay on that Venture this whole map. And I really like the swap from Melon over to the Ramatra. Just makes sense. You can bully the brig. You can walk on the enemy. And it's kind of hard to play Hazard into what they have. Melon's just able to deal with it more.
Void Fiber's again trying to play the anti-air artillery in the Venture, and it's just not working. Dr. Jargo getting hit with Anthony here right now. Forced them to retreat just a little bit here, but Florida is still above them, melting instant damage. Pulse, I'm not going to find anything there from Big Brain as Whalefish once again cleans up the kill. And right now, the Merry Maples in complete control of this map. Hard to break this Pharah. Holding over these choke with the Venture. We'll see if there's any adaptations going through. Big Brain swapped off the Tracer on the Sojourn.
I don't like the Soj though. Like, yeah, you can build a rail off of Dr. Jargo and try to hit Florin, but like that's not a good enough answer in my opinion. Yeah, there we go.
Venture just not working.
Yeah, she's gonna be getting picks this entire map. This is the answer to Void Fiber, and Florin is a good enough player to understand that.
The team kind of stuck
I
as
think
well.
you need to play an Ashe.
Yeah. We know Void Fiber has a hit scan in him. I'm surprised we're not seeing the swap here early. They have the nano boost here probably for Melon. CSI they go for Dark Jargo though with a engage on, goes for a slam on an HP sec. They do get the nano boost over on towards Melon, but Mistletoe is 1 HP, dipping and dodging around, but they cannot sustain. Now it's just Melon with a nano on the point, but gets just bolted right into the wall with a nice little javelin. And Big Brain trying to get out, but gets booped off the map. And now, right now, there's just nothing they can do. They're walking into High Noon and Barrage. This looks pretty easy victory here.
Yeah, this is yeah.
There's just too much to deal with.
I mean, that's so difficult. I love the comp for Florin. Like, I think she's a very intelligent player, and I think she's a good captain as well. She can. I mean, I don't know if she's a good captain, but I can see why she could be a good captain. And they definitely thought about this beforehand. This is like the perfect anti-Melon comp, anti-Mosasaurs comp. I want Void Fiber to swap. Obviously, dude is insane on Venture, but like, what? I mean, it's Pharah, it's Juno, it's Brig, it's Cassidy. Like,
yeah.
Can you have a more anti-Venture comp? I don't think it's possible. But I would argue this is a better Venture map, so maybe.
Jargo switched off the Risa over onto the Diva. I'm not really sure I agree with that when the Risa's doing really well, so if you get kind of that point presence to hold the bridge, but maybe opting in for a little more peel on the DPS look here around. But both Divas are on the field right now. The swap from HVSec over on to the Kiriko. No more Ana shenanigans here. No more nades coming on in, but Dr. Jargo will be ready to lock that down to the knee. But Florin is still holding the coastline for free right now. Dr. Jargo going aggressive on the dive, looking for a bit of pressure on the back line. Does force out a hyper ring early here. Voidfire falling very low as Florin continues pelting damage from the side. Still, point is not yet unlocked for either side. Looks like maybe going the way of the Mosasaurs here early here. Once again, getting that first cap, but still, Voidfire digs in, tries to deal with the Pharah, but Big Brain has been dealt with. Wolfish has been just dealing with the Tracer immaculately on this Cassidy, not allowing them to get any sort of space built for this DPS to get any work on in, and Florin still pelting on in through that window from their spawn side. As right now, there's just nothing that the Monsters seem to be able to deal with this Pharah damage and this pressure from Florin, and she continues to push on in, takes down both supports. Men lose the mech before they get the touch on the point, and now Whalefish cleans up that final blow, and still, we have the Venture there, and the Tracer as well, get a bit more stall, a bit more percentage, but 30% is all they're going to get, as once again, point presence goes the way after a single fight.
And I love the Juno Brig backline. It's so stable, and I think the Cassidy and even the Diva, like, or your Diva makes sense, but like you're just so stable. You let Florin poke away at their team the entire fight, and even with that, like Kiri, Juno backline is just not quite enough heals.
See the Venture coming in the back line here, trying to put the presence on. We get a double flank going with the Tracer as well over on the left side, trying to negate Florin's damage going around, but still the barrage onto Void Fiber again. And now Florin's going to go pick up that Mega Pack as well and get healed right back up to full health. The DPS line for the Merry Maples is putting in some work this map. Just asserting that Juno differential with the torpedoes, but Melon just forced to reset as just the barrage used for that fight contained, and now the lead on the point as well for percentage-wise.
Yeah, and ults too, right? Like, you've used a barrage for 50%. Like, that's really nice. And I think that the ults that they have are good. Obviously, Bomb is whatever, but, like, I think that Deadeye is actually pretty nice to have. And Rally is so good against Venture ults. And then you're going to have Orbit. That just wins a fight right there. This is going to be very difficult for the Mosasaurs.
It's very difficult. Dr. Jargo and Melon are going to exchange these dives here, but the Juno and Cassidy are there to meet it. However, Jess does fall to Void Fiber. Void Fiber finally open things up here. Nice pick. Aphis like using the Casino Rush as well, trying to get the point flipped in their favor. Still 1-for-1. Mistletoe has gone down to the high noon here from Whalefish, but it appears the support almost might just be a little too much. Whalefish has something to say. Nowhere near the point, just playing out in the open. The bomb does force Void Fiber to reposition there. The dig comes back on in. Whalefish does get the double dive, though. From that Venture from the Diva, Dark Jargo has to turn the point, has no bomb ready to use. However, Jess with the torpedoes once finds on our pick. Melon trying to do something here with the bomb, tries to find one. Jess does get the kill from HVSec, finds him on in. Still, the point is in control of the Merry Maples. Melon forced to retreat for now. Heal right back up. HVSec is down, and now Mistletoe flying low as well. Dark Jargo losing out on the mech. Mistletoe still 1 HP as Dark Jargo just running down with the Bunny Blaster. Finds the kill on Juno. No supports here for the Mosasaurs, as just the stall from Whalefish and Dr. Jargo's enough. And the Merry Maples take our first map 2-0, and dare I say, a dominant fashion.
Yeah. Mistletoe was so close to that Juno ult, and that might have been able to swap it, but at the same time, Jess had her own Juno ult coming back. But Whalefish popped off this map. I don't think we talked about him enough, but he was getting so many kills, dealing with the Venture, getting picks, like he was doing everything. Won the 1v1. On the Cassidy as well, so very impressive stuff from him.
I mean, neither of these teams playing the Freya. You know, we're seeing Florin opting for a bit of a far look instead of playing that Freya, and the Mosasaurs really don't have a Freya player, I guess, as we're seeing so far with the Venture. Not want to swap about that one, Big Brain, but I do want to see his team with Silvertails in. I think it's gonna be a lot more closer when they get their full roster, and we'll have to see. Aside this break, don't go anywhere. Overwatch class continues after this. And welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking around through the delay. There's Tortels is now in the lobby, and we are going in our second map here shortly. That is going to be Suravasa. So going more into maybe a brawl look here. So maybe we do see that Melon Malga returning after a sabbatical of one map. But of course, with how good she's able to play that hero, not surprising to see that. But honestly, with how good the brawl looked for the Maples, I'm surprised they're kind of opting into this sort of, I guess, mirror style.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's awkward with Silvertals. Not that Silvertals can't play Brawl characters, but like, I mean, he plays Ana in Brawl, right? But you're also saying that he plays Moira, so I don't know. But I'm excited for this just because I feel like this is their main lineup. Both teams, I guess. I don't know. Well, I don't know because this is Florin on support. Actually, that's kind of interesting. I don't really know what she plays.
She is more known for the main support role. I know that when she was in Contenders and stuff, she was playing that Lucio mostly and other things.
Oh no,
like
I did know that. Yeah, okay, so probably Rush versus Rush then. Well, I don't know. Rush versus, I don't know if Mistletoe is gonna be playing that Lucio. Maybe probably just a Juno and like ring rushes with Melon. I would have to assume.
With I'm guessing the Venture Dig plus the Malga Sprint in will
yeah
be more than
to play that on our
sufficient.
collegiate team, so it's very good. There's so much burst, and it's like a bulky dive with high burst as well. So
I mean, yeah. Does Silvertels play the Juno here maybe instead, or they play the Ana? It's always interesting to see how these teams begin to cook once the season really begins here. I need to find where these gators are.
It's also just awkward. Like, do you really want Florin on Lucio? Like, I don't know. There's just more impactful characters for her to be on. Not that you can't have an impact on Lucio, but I'm just a big believer. As a main support player, I'm a big believer in main support syncs. So I just don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, I know that I guess the history of Aurora has been leaning into your sync on your team being your main support player because you kind of stick them on Lucio. You just have the GM yell at them to press the boost key.
Yeah, exactly.
Every now and then,
exactly.
But then also there are certain instances. There is a player that was before your time named Frog, who was a hyper carry main support player on Lucio.
Oh, okay. Just like full on Reddit Lucio kind of thing.
Yeah, just absolutely win your backline and destroyed your team with the speed boost amp and just the mechanics to carry it through.
I mean, it looks like that's what they're doing then, just with the diva. You won't play Freya. Okay.
I mean, they just have to enable it in the heroes. I don't know why they... Whatever. It's not that difficult.
I don't know, I'm excited. I want to see Florin hypercarry on the Lucio. But Melon on ball. That's kind of interesting. Melon's not exactly known for her ball. And Silvertals.
I would say she kind of is, actually. I mean, not her most famous character, but she definitely can play it.
Yeah.
Would you see our first Freya here with HV Sec? The slam in from Melon on the back line, but does get met by Dane DeVito as well as Whalefish. Looking for a bit of presence here. A nice little stick there on Dane DeVito. Does force Reaper Wraith here early, but still, Florin's the first one to get a pick over on towards Mistletoe. Taking the Kirka out of the fight. Gonna lose out on that massive amount of healing. I mean, Florin's getting chased down by the Moira of Silvertels, but still just keeping each other alive with the support line here. Silvertel's forced to fade away. Point will flip for the Maples early, and Silvertel's gonna get staggered out a little bit. Whifflish will get back with plenty of time. Melon is still there, but she's probably gonna force street here fairly shortly.
Yeah. I mean, Mistletoe is just going to get picked. That's just the name of the game. That's just playing Kiri against dive into dive. Like, that's just is what is going to happen no matter how good of a player she is. It's really up to the other four to dive on their own and trade backlines. Like, they just need to do it better. That's what the Mosasaurs need to be doing right now.
Voyher does dig in, force a bit of damage here on Dr. Jargo, but the Moira from Silvertels just sucking through that defense mage, not allowing to get anything, but Whalefish cleans up the kill over on the Moira, and now again, both supports here for the Mosasaurs are down, and despite getting Silvertels back, the support line just cannot stay alive through this pressure, and I just don't know what you gotta do here, Topaz, because right now your team cannot sustain through this dive.
Swapping to Bap. Oh, swapping
May?
to Bap? What?
With the
but
ball?
still the ball? That is weird.
Yeah, no, this is very interesting here. Melon will try to get in here for the touch. A bit of a slam on through here. At 99%, we'll get on in, but still no real space being gained here by that ball. Engaged ball pressure. Void Fiber again. Just sentenced to another region as Willfish cleans that up. Dark Jargo does go in deep, does lose the mech, but has a bomb where he can test. This bomb comes out, takes down the Invertile field of Silver Tiles, but Silver Tiles finds the kill. Still a 1-for-1 exchange on the support line here as Ford 1 HP boosts away. Melon can get the kill. The point is flipping the chaos here, though, but Corgi and Willfish are there. Florin did die with that beat, but Corgi having that Kusurush over on the point, forcing the ball away. Void Fiber has returned the fray, can look for the dig game for a bit of contest. On DeVito, close to Death Blossom, however. Corgi forced to survive, but Florin can't get the beat in time to save Corgi, so still down to Kiriko. The point will go pretty quickly here, though, for the Merry Maples if they're not careful, looking for a bit of point presence here with Melon on the ball, but the support line is once again the target of this dive. And then they can really do Aphis like trying to sustain the support line through this one. We'll get a DMX though. So this one is again just a very chaotic fight. Melon's trying to get the point contest as long as the possibly can. Finds 2 quick kills. Both DPS taken on down. This fight is still going Topaz, but they're not getting any percent here if you're the Mosasaurs.
I mean, it's working. It's just stalling out the point. I think Melon just stayed for the touch. Honestly, I think Melon was going to touch, use their minds, and then swap. That's what I think was going on in her head. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I mean, it looks good. Like, so much stall with the Venture and the Mei and the ball. You could just stay on point for forever.
And now here comes a hyper engage here over on the back line. Blowfish is forced to recall early. Actually, hold on that recall to keep on this one. Tectonic Shock out from Void Fiber trying to create some space here. Suzu from Mistletoe keeps Melon alive in the fight. Dan DeVito has gone in here with Death Blossom, but just dives right on in. Finds just the BAP and the Immortality field, but a decent exchange there. However, the minefield is not going to allow Dr. Jargo lose the mech extremely quickly there. And despite their early advantage here for the Merry Maples, they might flip this over. This Mei ball comp is working for at least 1 point here, it appears, Topaz, as no touch can come on through. And the reverse sweep basically here for the Mosasaurs.
You know, it's you're kind of playing like anti-dive with dive at the same time in a weird way, right? Like, you can dive with the ball and the Venture and the Kiri, but at the same time you have this great backline sustain with the Mei and the Baptiste, and honestly even with, like, you have a bulky dive as well, so they can survive the dive. But I think this Sombra is going to be very nice, both against the Venture and the ball.
Silver Talos does go on down, but Florin Ajaxes in the backline! The bomb comes out here from Dr. Jargo, but the Blizzard Wolves freeze before they can remech as well. A disastrous use of ultimates here for the Merry Maples, and they're going to use a Kastuna Rush as well, down 3! It's getting worse and worse here by the second. They just got to get out here and die, or it's going to get even worse. Willfish thankfully dies with Pulse on hand, or probably chuck that in as well. As the Mosasaurs take first flip here once again. They just cannot kill Melon. Melon probably wants to swap, but she just cannot die on the ball.
I mean, it's working too. Like, honestly, don't swap until it doesn't work. But though that sucks for your mental too. Like, mental is so important in this game, and I mean that is tough to deal with.
And Florence swapping off that Lucio over on toward the Baptiste, but 2 quick kills early in this engagement now for the Mosasaurs, as they are now all gas and no brakes on this Mei ball composition. Dr. Jargo gets staggered out here as well. Actually, Mistletoe getting 1 for the stat sheet. Not want to let the Diva suffer. Dan DeVito makes a swap over onto the Torbjorn, now playing Mystery Heroes, as they had to put an end to this, but walking to 4 almost is going to be tough here, Topaz.
Yeah, he just needs to stay on a character. Like, all 3 of those characters are perfectly fine. He just needs to choose one of them, stay on it, and build your ultimate. But I wonder, I mean, Florin over to the BAP as well. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't like that, honestly.
Yeah, I don't really agree with it either. We're not seeing as much potential with the just going in with Dr. Jargo. Danny Vito getting isolated over on the side here. Missile first to fall. Torbjorn turret is still active. Irritate field is forced out early here. Do they get the kill over on Silver Tail? But jumps into the turret! Post-mortem gets the kill. Danny DeVito. Point still in favor right now of the Mosasaurs. Now Florin is completely isolated by Void Fiber and Melon over on the side. Willfish 1 HP, but gets Void Fiber again. Mark that one down. Dr. Jargo dies to the freeze perk of HVSec. And that is going to be a 2nd point captured here for the Mosasaurs, and we're seeing a completely different look now with Sortels in the roster.
Yeah, and I think first off, Melon has a great ball. Was not aware.
Yeah,
Did
you were
not understand.
you were not a nowhere, unfortunately.
Yeah, but this is what I expect from Melon and Void Fiber. Obviously, like this bulky dive that comes in, great burst. Obviously not a Mauga or a Monkey, which is what I expected, but the ball can do it too, of course. The rest of the team, I was not expecting this, but it's working. You're bulky, you can dive, and it looks so good for some reason.
Yeah, Void Fiber goes in, gets a bit of cooldowns out, and Melon follows up with a slam. Still, point is in favor of nobody just yet, but Sotel's first to find Danny DeVito, the minefield as well, splitting them off from that window. They can't find the value of that ultimate out from Florin. And point for the Mosasaurs here, once again, is in their control. Void Fiber, 1 HP. Can they get him? Willfish walks into the mines, trying to take down Void Fiber. And none of these swaps appear to be working so far for the side of the Merry Maples. They are just left speechless. And this guy from Florin just barely almost dying in spawn there. Woo.
Yeah, I feel like Florin's trying to carry right now, which she absolutely should. And I think the Baptiste makes sense, but like to carry, but like it has to work within your team comp. So I just like her more on DPS personally, because then she can go in, she can get these kills, and now she kind of has to rely on her team to do it.
Mistletoe's good to dived on here though by Dark Dark and Willfish, first to fall. Can't use that Casino Rush here. Sotel's 1 HP here as well. Willfish putting the pressure in the backline, force on Irritati Field. The Pulse Bomb comes on in, but only finds Irritati Field. Sotel's win the 1v1 here right now against Willfish, but is keeping the Baptiste out of the fight for now, as Corgi has gone to the point and found multiple kills on the Brigitte. And about 90%, they are going to get this flip finally here and avoid the sweep on Servasa so far.
It's 3 ults though. Like that's you don't want to have to do that.
Big Molten Core coming in, surely.
Yeah. I mean, potential, right? I think this Molten Core could actually be really good against a team, but it's just not gonna be enough. That's the issue. I'm expecting probably an engage with Mistletoes, Kitsune, then a Torbolt.
We did the Molten Core here, matching. That's fine, Mistletoe. So the 2 ults on the field are gonna be exchanged, 1 for kills. Right now, Void Fiber's in a tough position trying to survive. Doesn't get the dig out in time. Swordhouse and Core again. Still, just 1 exchanges here. Florin has a window. Does she have time to use? No, she does not. As Void Fiber lands a quick flick shot and takes one down. Still, Willfish is on point, getting active, building up towards his pulse bomb. 4% away from that ultimate. But Void Fiber and Melon, the dynamic duo, might be all they really need. Mistle come back in with a TP to keep Melon alive through that pulse bomb. And now, with Danny Vito returning to the point, just trying to do anything against Void Fiber, but the dig is there. And now the minefield splits him on off. With Torben isolated over on the point will flip at 96%. Willfish gonna have the touch over on the side here. They do get Melon, catch her out. And they're gonna get touch here as well, 99%. Silvertails does the kill on the Willfish, and the dig on in from the Venture. Dr. Darko in a tough position. Blizzard throws in over on the point. Hits all the targets. TikTok shots to seal the deal. As the one looks good in the stat sheet there, but Silvertails is gonna get that final blows, and the Merry Maples are left scratching their noggins and having no answer for the Mosasaurs' May Ball dive. Who would have thought?
I will say though, I think Silvertall's obviously put in work, but I also just don't understand the Maples comp. I think that they have much better comps. I think they have much better looks. So this is definitely not the end of the series.
Oh, absolutely not. I want to see the Lijiang comp go against this comp. I want to see both these teams, at their peak, ready to go, and hopefully see that RSS break. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Overwatch Clash continues after this. And welcome back, everybody, to Overwatch Clash Season 8 Group Stage Week 1 matchup here between the Magical, or whatever their name is, the Manitoba Magical Mosasaurs versus the Merry Maples. We are tied up 1-1 after Servasa on map 2, and we are going over on to Circle Royale for our third map. But quickly, we'll give a shout to Pigeon Kingpin for the sub on both this channel and our second channel. Appreciate the support, and hopefully you have a good time, as well as Hunter Tame for the raid of 19. Very much appreciated. Spreading the love. Now, we're going to Circle Royale here, Topaz. Do we see a Widow match? Do we see the Freya here again? Because I believe Florida's back over onto the DPS, no longer wanting to play that support look. Oh, no, actually, they're sticking on support.
Oh, yeah.
No, they're not. They're sticking over on this. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing, though. As long as they don't play the Brig. I really hope they don't play the Brig. Like, I want to see double flex support backline. Hyper poke with Whalefish on the Widow, Panini on the Freya. Like, I think that's a really good look for this team. It's kind of awkward into Melon on the Ramatra and Void HV on like these tanky DPSs. But I think it's very possible to play in this style, and I think this is going to be a very good look for them. If Florin does not play the Brig, I really, really hope that she doesn't do that.
Yeah, looks like you might be sticking with it for now. But I will say from the Rookie Showcase, Corgi got a pretty sick Ana on him, so not surprised to see that. But now we're kind of seeing a mixture of styles here with the Brawl. For the Mosasaurs, going to get some more of this pokey style. No Widow on the other side, of course, but I wonder if Void Fiber has a bit of a PTSD from this map from the last season, losing, of course, in Map 7 to the Fancy Sigma Masterclass for the Swagasaurs. Hopefully Silver Towels and Void Fiber can put that behind them for now. But right now, Whalefish on the Widowmaker, trying to land shots. Aphisec dancing with death there on the corner, but does get out just in time. Cart does get pretty good distance here, started early, but now Whalefish in a tough position on the attacking Widow side. Doesn't quite have the angles, but Aphisec has fallen. No mate here for the other side. Voidfire flying down to 1 HP to sleep. Not quite going to land, though, and keep Melon away from Florin, allowing him to exchange over on to that Brigitte. Whalefish going for a jump shot here, looking for it, but Mil's still going to dodge that one out. Then Melon continues to hold the corner and really not allow any more space to get garnered here for the Widowmaker.
And Florin on the Juno, I'm very glad at that. I think they just expected a ball again, probably. But this should be a little bit more poke coming out from the Juno, which will look very nice. And Melon getting so low several times there.
Good shields out from Dr. Jargo as well to keep Melon kind of in awkward position, but Whalefish has fallen in the back. Nana comes out over on to the Venture of Void Fiber, but as well as Dr. Jargo. The Flux comes out here, lifting two members in the air. As it will be enough. Dr. Jargo does get the kill over onto Void Fiber. Melon's going to be isolated there by the shield. Dr. Jargo fighting two. Now Silvertail's forced to run away. Just tries to stay in through all this. Infusec making swap over on the Hanzo off this May. But as of right now, Dr. Jargo commands the cart.
Yeah, Nano Flux actually worked. Kind of crazy. But this, I mean, they need to touch. It's so close.
Calling for here, Void Fiber gets a dash over on the cart. Does the dig here still as well. Melon can potentially build up to this annihilation here for any last second contesting. But right now, the Molten Core very close in Danny DeVito. Panini cannot die here. A big ultimate could be used to clear up this cart for now. But Whalefish points pressure in on the back, but a nice anti from Silvertails forces the spacing yet again. And Melon continues to hold this area. The sleep comes out, but Whalefish first to fall. Annihilation is online should they need it here for Melon, but looks like right now the Merry Maples might be conceding. Re-engaging here with the Molten Core from Dana Vita. Melon gonna get anted up, but has the Annihilation for the blocking for a sustain through this damage, through his ultimate. Nobody can touch with the Molten Core, and right now Merry Maples has to run away, and that's an ult that they cannot use anymore. Florin does have Orbit Array online. This fight is still going, Topaz, and they're gonna throw out the Orbit Array to try to get the look at 2.83 meters, but it's gonna be responding here with Mistletoes. The later Juno Ray as well as the Dragon is simply too much for Dr. Jargo. And now they have to run away and concede.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see them using the Molten Core and the Ray at the exact same time, honestly. Just get it all over the cart, both of them. They can't touch. You just blow people up. I would have loved to see that. But they have Nano. They have Flux. Obviously, can't really use that together. Like, who do you Nano? I guess Dr. Jargo. And then you go for a Flux afterwards. Maybe Electric Cowboy.
Yeah, that's what we see.
Wheelfish goes in, and they're opening things up with HP Sec. The Nano well worth it already. As they already found 2 quick ones. Corgi does fall in the meantime, however, but Wheelfish makes up for it with the Nano boost. And Silvertail's got the moves, though! Breaking ankles and taking names! But just got dominated by a rock there from Dr. Jargo, trying to appease Whalefish and give my man a little bit of decency back. But my goodness, Silvertails did their damnedest there. Just at the end, though, it will get over the line, and point A is captured.
I mean, I think that perfectly describes this team. You have Melon, you have Void Fiber, you have Silvertails. They're going to be so difficult to deal with throughout this entire series, and they have been, and it was perfect, that fight. But honestly, really impressive. They were able to close out with the Nano and the Flux, and that's all that it took. Now you can build up that orbit. Now you can build up the, I can't remember, Molten Core, that's what it's actually called. They're in a good spot now. I'd be pretty happy if I was the Maples right now.
Nice rock from Dr. Jargo, but you're happy where you are, but Afusec trying to make you sad and depresso with those shots from way downtown. Dana Vito getting walked down as well. Both DPS taking out the fray here right now for the Merry Maples. As it looks like they're giving up this fight, trying to get out with their lives here, but Melon wants more. Going in with that slow, trying to find anything. Void Fiber as well to follow up. Can they find Corgi? Corgi is getting healed up, but they will survive. But once again, the defense at the top of this ridge here is impossible to break most times.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you're happy, right? But at the same time, the Mosasaurs are coming up on 6 ults. So it's...
Oh, Soto's caught up, though! Oh, but Dr. Jargo caught in the slow! This is a bevy of ultimates being thrown out here. It's just the DPS now for the Merry Maples. Melon 1 HP, forced to run away with that block, but Dana Vito finds the kill! Now Dana Vito versus Void Fiber. The revenge from last season! We know he wasn't playing, but still... However, the spawns are here now for the Merry Maples as they might get the cart moving here. As Melon just respawns.
Yeah, this is huge. And they use dragons. Not the most important ult in the world, but that's one out from them, which is so nice. And picking up to Silvertails.
Oh. I mean, I'm guessing we're going to see the Merry Maples try to respond, try to get a bit of a reset going. They're going to, in fact, invest a Nano on Dr. Jargo. Has the Flux online, ready to go, but will just create some more space and allow the response to come back. Melon, once again, isolated here by Dr. Jargo. Here comes the Flux here, finds 2 Mistletoe, lost it, but the sleep from Silvertails lands and cancels the Flux. As well as keeping HVSec alive. Now Melon responds with the Annihilation. And now Florian is stuck in no woman's land up here. They know she's up there. Oh, this is tough. This is tough to watch. Oh.
No.
Oh.
You can only do so much from it, Juno.
Oh, Silvertail's finding multiple now.
2, yeah.
You're walking into 2 support ultimates. It's gonna be rough here. It's a tough little touch here at the end as they're just trying to do anything. Dr. Jargo just melted immediately, touching cart. No Nano or Orbital Ray even needed here. And that's gonna be just at the end of point B, as far as the Maples are gonna get.
Yeah, I mean, you could really feel Silvertails, especially this map, but like it has been night and day with Silvertails, and especially in this last point and a little bit, insane sleep.
I think Dr. Jargo, it's just a rookie diff. Like, Dr. Jargo just does not understand that Silvertails will hit those sleeps 99% of the time. He just doesn't know that. Now he knows. He won't make that mistake again. He's a good player, but yeah, crazy stuff from Silvertails. And I think just Melon and Void Fiber just surviving so much as well. And God, I really want Florian on a Baptiste now. Like, I don't know why she isn't doing it now. I think the Juno is fine, but yeah, okay, thank you. I wish she had done this before, but it's like, I don't know.
I agree. I mean, the utility you get out of the Juno with the speed ring and everything with the torpedoes, there's just not as much follow-up with the Sigma than, say, a Baptiste is. It allows the Sigma to hold its space with that Immortality field, as well as just the burst healing coming through on top of the window in a spam composition. It's definitely what you want, but Whalefish, perhaps going back to his good old days here, back over on the Hanzo to deal with HVSec. Still, it's not the end of the road here for Merry Maples whatsoever. We see Circle Royale get held a lot on A, or especially B, with that uphill battle for the attackers. And with Floor making the swap, it might be the answer they need, but Silvertails is once again on a mission to carry this team over the line.
Yeah, I will say, though, it's hard to defend on Sigma when it's a Ramatra. It's not impossible, it's definitely not, but it's hard to full hold. That's the issue. But like you're right, it is incredibly possible, especially when you have what's it called, a Torbjorn at your side. Like that's gonna help a lot with the Ramattra trying to come in and punching the Sigma in the face.
The Torbjorn side plus Wolfish on his signature Hanzo. The swaps are here for the Merry Maples is what we want to see, but Dr. Dark's getting walked on down here, forced on Emerald Field here early as Melon walks in with that Nemesis form and forces the high ground control away from the Merry Maples to prize it with her bare hands. And that will be a bit of card progress being guarded now here for Mosasaurs, except again for another engage.
Nice rock.
Still looking for his dive in here. Boy Fiber engages, jumps away. Anthony does land on 2 members though from Corgi, so that will slow things down. Still, Dane DeVito only 20% this ultimate, just the turret. But then just not find the shots they need. But Florin closest window, ready to be engaged here, ready to be unleashed. Wilfer still caught on guard. Just barely can't survive, and that will be both DPS now taken away as the Mosasaurs' slow and steady approach continues. But they're going to find 2 with the help of Florin's window, and Dr. Darker can hold his face now with the heals coming through that amplification matrix. And the support's coming out clutch right now for the Merry Maples once again, as Melon just trying to get out with their life. And that will be a whole beginning here at the corner of A.
Yeah, I thought that window was horrible, but Florin absolutely proved me wrong. I think they need to stay together more. Like I saw some of the nice pick. I saw some of the team like kind of splitting up, but they just need to be grouped up more, in my opinion.
I mean, allow Panini to mark these flanks on the Torbjorn and just stick as a group for Florin to get his heals up. Oh, Immortality Field is barely in time to stave off. However, it's going to be 1-for-1. A lot of tank ultimates being thrown here. A lot of nano boosts being exchanged, but the Melon walking in with the Annihilation is just be enough with the follow-up as well from Void Fiber. Very awkward engage here for the attackers. Still a bit split from their support coming back from spawn as Void Fiber has fallen. However, the shield cannot block the punches as Melon is there to finalize. Point A, it appears, as the Merry Maples have no supports to back up that tank, and that will be point A captured with 1 minute 30 seconds left on the clock. Still, a pretty decent hold to begin here. Now, you're on to point B Circuit Royale. You gotta, I guess, make things work with the hills.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about. Like, the Ramattra can just walk up and start punching people in the face. And if you're Dr. Jargo, honestly, I'm thinking about saving your Flux for Melon's next ultimate. You might have to do it. You need some kind of answer, because that is going to win this map if they don't have an answer for it.
Dragons come out here. Immortality Field is able to save that ultimate off for a second here. Appears right now, but Dane DeVito on the turret, making it work. And look at this flank here from Dane DeVito, walking the back line. No fear whatsoever. Laying their life on the line.
He's been doing it this whole map, and he got kind of picked off first, but it's been working since then. They need to deal with him, actually.
I mean, I think Panini kind of knows, like, you know, I'm gold. My value is my turret, but if I can just distract Silver Towels or Mistletoe for a second and allow Whalefish to get in, it's a worthy trade.
Yeah. And he's hitting his shots. Like, it's not just that he's distracting, he's killing people too.
Here comes Orbiter Ray, exchange out here for the window, but Mistletoe has fallen in the ultimate. Tectonic shot from Voidfire finds 2 deployables and 1 kill. Dr. Jargo going to die over on towards this cart here. Dr. Jargo cannot. Dr. Jargo could die on cart right now. And Corgi gets staggered out. Could be the map. It looks like they're doing just that as well.
That is some huge ults you just need to touch, and you have to swap off the Sigma so you don't have the Flux now, which is just necessary, unfortunately. But they'll definitely get a touch.
It's getting rough here. Florin coming in over on towards the Lucio. Goes for it. Will get a touch just in time. Dr. Jargo here as well. They find 83 second now. Whalefish with a high note from way downtown. Finds Mistletoe. Dr. Jargo has lost the mech as Melon has Annihilation with the nano on top of it. There's just too much damage, too much health. Tough to break on through. Dane DeVito trying to do anything here with a Torbjorn, but Melon cleans it up. And now the Mosasaurs are at match point. But now you gotta think we're probably seeing like that map 1 look from the Mosasaurs as well as the map 1 look from the Merry Maples, which we saw go the way of the Maples. I'm thinking maybe we're going to map 5 here if things don't change from Lijiang Tower, which I'm hoping. Yeah. This deserves a map 5. Both these teams are playing excellent Overwatch right now.
Yeah, I think they swapped their first comp. I'd be surprised if they stay. I really don't know why they wouldn't, but good map though. Very interesting.
We're hoping for a good map 4 and even better map 5. But let's see where we go as break. Don't go anywhere. Overwatch Clash will continue after a short break.
These beats are the purest. Prove it.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Overwatch Clash Season 8 Group Stage Week 1 matchup here between the Manitoba Magical Mosasaurs and the Merry Maples. Mosasaurs currently right now at a 2-1 at match point, hoping to lock in their first victory and avoid the PR curse. Of course, our number 1 seed has lost their first match of the season, I believe 3 straight seasons in a row. It's at least 2, but hoping to avoid that curse. Potentially, they might break the Sword Tell second place curse as well if they break that one, but we're not just there just yet. The Merry Maples are going to go back to their look that we saw in Lijiang Tower, and also Big Brain comes in for the Mosasaurs, I believe, back over onto the DPS. So basically, swapping Big Brain in for HP6. Silver Tells is here now, so I would imagine that these teams sort of at their peak here as Florian's gone back to the DPS.
Yeah, I think this is what we wanted the whole series, right? I feel like it's kind of all just built up for this. And I think what is there a better map to do it on than King's Row? I mean, it's perfect. And I think Melon on that Ramatra probably is going to look really nice here. I think Silvertall's probably on the Ana even is going to look really nice. I have no clue if Venture's good on this map. I would assume so because of the tight corridors. And then I really hope Florin pulls up the Freya. I really hope that, because she can run a lobby on that character. So I really hope she does it. And I'm excited to see Jess back in. I think she's such a good rookie. I think she's such a value pick. So yeah, excited to see this. I don't know if Dr. Jargo would play though. I can't remember. We've seen him on a lot of Diva.
I mean, what I want to see right now is the Merry Maples win this map. So we go to map 5. So HV6 can swatch back on in. And then we get the 2 peak comps going at for map 5 for week 1. That's all I want right now. So I'm pulling hard for Merry Maples to win this one on King's Row and bring us all the way. So that we see that peak on peak. And like you said, this could be our number 1 and 2 teams in power rankings, unfortunately put in the same division to begin the season.
Yeah, I mean, well, 2 things. One, I mean, the season's kind of built so that if these 2 teams really are that good, they should see each other again in the finals. That should be what happens. But also, this is a test for the Maples. If this isn't the Mosasaurs' main comp, and these are the 2 best teams in the league, if the Maples can't win right now, there's no way they're going to win the grand finals unless they have some crazy, comeback story. So this, if they can't win this, I mean, it's gonna, and their map pick, like this is a big skill check for them right now. And this also really cements how good are the Mosasaurs. Can they win on not their best comp technically against what, in my opinion, is the second best team's best comp? And we see Florin on the Freya, which I'm so excited for.
With the potentially a Mercy Pocket out from Jess?
It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Because, I mean, you're expecting they're not going to play a hard hit scan now with HV out of the way. I mean, Big Brain was showing a lot of Tracer on Lijiang Tower. We'll be playing the Sojourner here to begin things, but with Void Fiber on the Venture, like you said, the Freya is just so uncontested here, and now we only have the Mercy Pocket as well. It was so hard to kill her. And if
Shades
Florin,
of kittens.
I'll
say that. Florin with a Mercy Pocket.
Well, back on the Pharmacy, but we saw Far work well in Lijiang Tower anyway, so just the flying character. Big Brain doing a bit of emo in there on the side, getting a nice view of the situation here. But an early dig forced out of Void Fiber, so that engage tool is kind of out of the way now. Allowing a bit of point pres being guarded here. Big Antinate will land, and now the follow-up here from Genji, as Willfish does find Big Brain. So now the Pharah is completely uncontested. Corgi is being run on down the back end here by Void Fiber, but Florin's there for the assist. And now with both DPS gone, it's just Immortality Field on Melon trying to keep their Mantra Lava as fast as they can. But that will be point A. Cracked open once. Oh, another nice anti here from Corgi. As Corgi is just landing these nades and landing these sleeps on the Melon. She's not having a good time right now on map 4. And they don't think they're going to get a touch here. Maybe try it, but...
Oh, they do have speed.
They're trying.
Yeah.
But Silvertail's down. They will get Willfish, though, so it's a 1-for-1 exchange.
C9.
Now it's a 4-on-4, but like you said, it's a C9. They don't get the touch either. So all they're doing is feeding almost all charge right now. Willfish chasing down Void Fiber and just dies to the deflect. Willfish! They're shutting down the enemy DPS line seemingly single-handedly here so far on point A. As the Merry Maples, like we said, on their best look at, once again, a completely different team.
Yeah, Melon to the hazard, but I also think that was so winnable. That C9, like, it didn't matter at the end because they lost, but I really think they could have won that fight. But I think the hazard makes sense. You can jump on Corgi. I don't know how much you can really do against Florin. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the hazard. I really don't know. I haven't seen him a lot on this map, to be honest.
To see how it all plays out. I mean, maybe just play for more blocking. I guess maybe a wall to block off the LOS or Florin. We'll have to see how Melon decides to play this character. But Willfish is holding down Alloy by himself right now by just pure aura alone, it seems. Nobody really contesting him. And now Melon antied up, runs away from the Immortality Field. Eventually gets back on and down that one, but Void Fiber and Willfish are in exchange. But the res from Jess has got some massive reses so far in just 2 fights. Has found the necessary res to bring the DPS back in the fight. And now Melon in tough position. Silvertails does have the window ready to go. Unleash it on in. Sleep's not quite going to land, but like I said, just buying time, trying to get him back. But Nano Blade Chills is in the air. As here we go. Your tie field comes out. Silvertails does not enough to sustain through this one as Willfish finds 2. The Chills warning was simply too much. As Melon has to retreat, and point B will be captured here for the Merry Maples.
Yeah, such nice tempo for both teams. I really like that. The window was great, just waiting, and Willfish and Corgi just saying, nah, we're just going to go even faster than you, and you can't do anything to stop us.
My lord. Speaking of can't stop him, Florin is owning the skies right now, owning the server. Void Fiber does finally swap over on the Ashe off of the Venture, but is it just a little bit too late here? As the ults are here ready to go, it's just your Orbit Array from Mistletoe. It has to land, but we've seen that ult from either team not really find the value it really needs. Corgi winning the Sniper 1v1, though, against Void Fiber, forced the Ashe to give up that high ground. And now Big Brain on the flank, using this overclock, trying to get some point. Space comes out here. I mean, they're going to exchange 1-for-1, but just goes for the res. Just lands this res
Huge.
in the middle of an overclock from Big Brain. Somehow gets that to work. And now Void Fiber once again has to concede this high ground. Melon does make up there, but Dr. Jargo holds on Annihilation if they need it, and both DPS are now gone. Mistletoe runs right in to Annihilation and a slow. Dr. Jargo finds their third. Silvertail's 1 HP here as well. Will get staggered. Dr. Jargo with a 4K. Melon with just a contest on the Malga. But this is looking like an absolute speed run in King's Row.
That's crazy play from Dr. Jargo here. They need to touch.
Jess is just staying still on point, but nobody's shooting them. Excuse me? Okay. There we go. Finally caught a little bit further hubris there on the Mercy. As that will be, it appears, the cap here. Or not the cap, but the stall. And defense finally holds, but now they're on this really outcome position of the... They're back on Adventure. They're on Tracer now, and the Malga.
Yeah.
Jargo
On
over
Sigma.
on the Sigma.
Yeah. Oh, huge pick. They need to go fast. They don't have speed, though.
Oh, but Void Fiber is in top position here. Does get out with the dig, but doesn't have that for the recontest here. Corgi has Nano. Who decided to put it on here? We'll put it over on towards floor and get the far in position. Your top field is now gone, as well as Silvertail's support line completely melted here. Melon cannot block this damage. The Nano barrage of Florin finds 3. Can we get a 4? Oh, lands a shot mid-blink. Nice. And a 3-minute time blank. And, I mean, I'm not much of a prognosticator, but I'm feeling a Mat 5 in the air already. I'm smelling it.
Yeah.
But we did see this yesterday with the Milky Way Martians capping Nimbani with something like 2.5 minutes, a really good time back for Nimbani, and then the response from the Macau Maus capped like a 3 minutes 30-second time back, and even better, about 54-second advantage on that one. So we could see the same thing here. But I'm not seeing any answers to the test here. I'm not seeing any cheat sheets right now for the Mosasaurs to deal with Flora in the sky.
Yeah. First off, Kat, congrats on your second win. Very proud of you.
And
but
her,
yeah, I think,
so I know you care about this because you were on the team last year. Her first sweep ever as captain, and her first time ever holding a winning record at any point.
wow.
At 1-0. So
she's the GOAT, is what you're saying.
I'm saying because did you guys win your last match of the season?
Yeah.
So she's on a 2-game win streak right now. Hold her
That's
back.
That's
Hold
more than
her
me.
back.
That's more than me. Just saying. I need to take notes from her. I'm only on 1, so. But yeah, I think back to this game. I think that first off, Melon playing the Sigma. I would love to see that.
I don't think that sticks, but
no, there's no way. But yeah, Dr. Jargo on the Ramacha is just gonna be able to stand still for so long, and then you're gonna just have Florin taking pot shots.
Oh god,
and that's
oh no.
really what's gonna happen.
I'm getting flashbacks to the gift right now. I'm seeing Silver Towels damage boosting a Widowmaker with the same exact skin in the same exact spot, but they survive. No Coleslaw this time to deal with that. Ugh. Bit of fear in my eyes right there. But Mistletoe is in a tough position. The anti-nade follow-up there from Corgi as well. Boyfiber's stuck in the corner. I mean, Millen will get one, but this DPS line, because you look at Florin, and that allows Willfish to just go crazy in the back line. And the res, just keeps landing these reses. She might be the GOAT.
I mean, what value from your sync as well? Like,
Agreed.
winning fights based off of these reses. Also, Silvertall's on the Lucio.
Gets taken down. The supports again! For the Mosars, just cannot survive. I mean, they're trying to get this dive going. Melon finds both supports. No res this time for Jess. Melon 59 HP runs into a wall!
Nice.
Oh no!
That's actually huge. That's actually so nice. But look at this Tracer.
This Tracer's gonna try to spawn hold these supports, but I mean, you have a Mercy or a Brigand and Ana, so you should definitely be able to live. But it's really a question of can the frontline survive before they get back.
Oh, the Tracer is there for Big Brain. Locks down Jess. Just turning around to deal with this Tracer. Forcing away for now by the point. Mistletoe again. First of all. It's just... They don't need supports on the point. They just kill you first. They have nothing.
It's so... And really no flame here. I just think it's so hard to play dive in general. Like, I struggle with it. And I'm... like low masters, high diamond. I think it's so hard for lower rated players to play dive, like a coordinated dive like this.
And you put your 4K support on Lucio, and we saw it not work at all the last 2 maps for the Maples. You just do the same exact thing back at him. What?
That does not make sense. I agree. But
okay,
pick on Jess. That's nice.
Oh, but Nana comes out over onto Florin here. It's going to be a 3v2 over on towards the point. No supports for either side. Melon trying to run away, just try to get a health pack, but this ball is just not doing enough. Like I said, it's just hard, it appears, for these, the lower players to kind of just follow up this dive on the ball, on the venture. They just can't survive on their own. Barrage comes out, Voidfiber caught in the middle of their dig, and now the blade in the back line. Silver Towels just melted immediately. Now only a minute and a half left, and no ults except for the beat from Silver Towels on the board. Dark Jargo has Annihilation to match that as well. Colorcaster, what do they need?
It is harder for Dr.
Florin's just so good, man. How does she do it? She's looking like Neptune out here, not gonna lie. Like, insane on the Pharah. Maybe Neptune looks like Florin. Maybe that's what it is.
I mean, technically Neptune came second, so...
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be saying, like, Michael Jordan looks like LeBron. Like, no, I think it's the other way around. But right now, Dr. Jargo flying very low in the front line. Does have Annihilation, though, to stave him off, but Florin has finally been dealt with by the anti-air artillery of the Wrecking Ball, of all things. Annihilation does expire here. Silver tells one, dies with the beat! Still, though, very doable here. Voidfire Melon trying to drag the team over the finish line, but Willfish is doing the best here. Dr. Jargo 1v2 against Big Brain and Melon, not going to be nearly enough. And finally, Melon puts on the carry pants and says, we're capping point A. And we saw the second that Florin was out of the sky, it was a lot easier. And you strategically hold on to your beat, I guess, for second point.
How did he know? He just knew. He just knew. I mean, it was so difficult for them to do it, though, right? Like, it took so long They do have ults though. Like that is really nice. Probably start with Mistletoe's Kitsune. And you don't really have a response. I really want them to go fast here once they actually run this corner. But also you have a ball, so it's like kind of hard to capitalize on it.
Melon will get slept, but Jess taken on down as Void Viper's found both supports in the backline here. Does fall for a little bit, gets the Mega Pack just in time. Mistletoe being exchanged out in the backline, but did lay down their consumers before they fell. Boom! The mid-dig shot from Florin over on the Void Fiber. Like you said, just there's no answer to this. They will eventually lose the fight, though, as she has to retreat away. But once again, the point is just being stalled out, and you're just losing your time bank here with only a minute and a half left. Nanoblade online.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, you have Nanoblade. I don't know. Do you really want to use Nanoblade? I think maybe just a raw blade and use Nano for survival. Like, is that crazy?
Maybe like a Nano on your Pharah if she gets a little low here or something. Though,
Yeah.
a nice minefield will split off the supports. Beat is used here from Silvertals to stave off the Nanoblade. But it's not going to be enough as both supports have already fallen. And Dr. Jargo eats Big Brain's Pulse Bomb. Not the best exchange of ultimates there for the Mosasaurs that to get away. And they had to invest 3 ults there. And still, the barrage online for Florin.
And this Venture ult is hard to use, right? Like, you could really only reliably hit the Ana, and it's like, I mean, I don't know. It's just not that much, right? So it's kind of difficult to use it here.
Bomb is forced here. Mistletoe walks right into him. Right cut there. Didn't expect the follow-up, but now here comes a barrage over the top. It's going to be enough to find Silvertals, but the kills are here from Mosasaurs in a 3v2 over on towards his court. Willfish, 1 HP, no deflect as well. And once again, at the 11th hour, the cap will come through, it appears, for the Mosasaurs. Dr. Jargo doing a good job of sustaining, though, on cart, just delaying as long as possibly can. Trying to get potentially an overtime cap. But you look at what they're going to have walking to Point C, Kings Row, where time banks go to die. There's going to be really nothing you can do to potentially cap with time. Maybe just look for the draw. Nope, good kill, though.
Ooh, nice pick, yeah.
And what that does, it gives you so much space to open out a Kings Row C and get Melon and Voipar set up for a dive. So a great pick
no
there.
matter what. No matter what, though, like, worst time. Now, Florin swapping over to the Echo. I just wish she played the Freya, man. Like, I don't know if she just... I don't know why she isn't.
I mean, I don't think the Freya is needed at this point. I don't want to see the Florin Freya. We're seeing how good they are in the Pharah of all things. So I don't want to see the Florin Freya.
I was thinking that too, but I didn't want to say it. Like, that just sounds like VM. Like, she doesn't need it kind of thing, but I don't know.
Dr. Jargo gonna lose out on the mech here fairly early, just holding on to his consumer potentially here for last fight contest. It will be Florin Khan just dying over on towards the court. Willpush giving the life on line. If they can cap with time, it would be huge here for the Mosasaurs. Corki trying to get back in the spawn with the shield will do just that. Melon gonna hold on down this door. Pulse Bomb is gonna land and find Jess.
Oof.
Takes down the casino, so can't use that.
Sucks. Probably start with Blade then. You just need a touch, and you just don't have heals too.
Jargo comes in here for the touch. Blade comes down the back line. Both supports are now gone here from Mosasaurs. Wait, hold on.
Oh, they have so many ults.
Big Brain. They've used the ult and they're losing this one. Corgi. Flying low. Melon on cart. Florin with a duplicate over on towards the Tracer.
Oh,
They're trying to build up a free Pulse Bomb. Not quite laying the melees there, but now 15 seconds in the time bank. It's just Silvertals and Misto with the ultimates here. Melon will have the... Oh, but the stick on the Silvertals
Nice.
takes the beat out of the fight on the duplicate. Misto is 1 HP as well. Both supports taken on down. It's just a talk
you
shot.
really have to kill this Venture, and the mine's on point. They need to touch.
Trying to go for here. Corki will get caught out. Dr. Jargo is there on top of cart, nice and healthy. However, Jess, 1 HP, just getting melted on down. Willfish returns. The bomb is here for Dr. Jargo. Do they need it? It's just a celebration. Recall is forced here from Big Brain. Stuck in a small corner. 1v4. The spawns are here. Big Brain. And we're going all the way to map 5.
Oh, I love it.
This match is delivering on any and every expectation that we could have potentially had for it right now here, Topaz.
Florin popped off. They better not put her back on support. This is why she needs to play DPS. Like, she can run lobbies on DPS. Whalefish was playing out of his mind too. I think the whole team was, but like, Florin's so good, man. I'm such a simp apparently, but my God, she played out of her mind.
Yeah, and I mean, our first map 5 of the season. We're going all the way for this one. Our battle of top 5 PR ranked teams continues after a short break. Don't go anywhere. You do not want to miss this. And welcome back, everyone, to Overwatch Clash Season 8 Group Stage Week 1 matchup here between the Manitoba Magical Mosasaurs and the Merry Maples. We've come all the way to Map 5 And this game of two Titans here in the power rankings are delivering at every single level. And now I think we're going to see peak on peak here, Topaz. We're seeing the comps that we saw on map 2 and 3 here for Mosasaurs, and map 1 and 4 for the Merry Maples. So this is going to be potentially the best map of the series even. So we haven't seen both these teams' final form just yet.
Yeah, and I think you said it, but the comps are exactly what we want them to be. And I think this map is going to be very interesting because it's good for both the Venture and the Pharah, or the Freya if she decides to pick it up for some reason. So Void Fiber and Florin are both going to be popping off. And I think for the characters that Melon and Dr. Jargo are going to be playing, like, it's really good for them as well. Which makes me question why the Mosasaurs picked this map. Like, it is a very good Venture map. But it seems to kind of also cater to the Maples. But I mean, that's just good for us. That means we get to watch a really good game. And Melon going for the ball again. I really like hitting the ball. Yeah, I'm so excited for this. This is gonna be so much fun.
And looking at right now, looking at potentially a Devo look for Dr. Jogger. Really, the Freya or the Pharah is back for Florin. And it's all of it's on HVSec now to deal with this Pharah in the sky, playing this Cassidy. So it does back up.
And remember, Whalefish was winning the Cassidy duel at the beginning of the series on map 1. So like he also has to deal with Whalefish too.
Yeah, this DPS line is very scary for the Merry Maples if they're hitting at all cylinders, which it appears they are so far. Mistletoe flying low again. Dr. Jargo butts in the back, but however, Dr. Jargo stays a little too long. Lose out on the mech, so exchange the Juno for the Diva. Not bad whatsoever. Aphisec getting looked at here by multiple players, but it's going to be the DPS Florin taking herself. Only one can deal with her is her. And the Mosasaurs take first fight here in a fairly dominant fashion.
Yeah, Mistletoe gets distracted by Florin. Florin falls below half, goes behind enemy lines, and Dr. Jargo can come in and sweep. But just I would have liked to see more aggression from the Maples to really play off of how deep Florin was in.
Oh, Jess just gets melted on down the front line. However,
very nice
match.
flash.
I mean, both of these teams' health bars are just disintegrating the second they see anybody. Look at Mistletoe, just like 2 seconds to get shot. Just melted. No. Melon flying low as well.
They have to keep Florin alive better. Like they need to. I don't know. Just look at her. Put DM on her. Pack her. Do everything for her. But she swaps over to Tracer. I mean, good Tracer map too. So.
Yeah, not bad whatsoever. And a little more self-sustain as well. Potentially have to deal with it. Whippet does get aimed up here. The Simon from Melon. Okay, Melon hold on to the slam for a rainy day here. Melon getting marked. Oh, that's why they could the Tracer to mark the ball. So that makes sense. Here comes the nano boost though from Silvertal. Avisec flying very low here. Gets cleaned up by Florin. Recall comes out over on towards the cart. However, it's going to be 1-for-1 exchange on both these sides here. Voidfire flying very low, but they got the kills already. Voidfire 1 HP just dashes to their death. Melon flying low, but getting healed up by Silvertal in the backline here. Dr. Jargo trying to mark down this honor for now, as Melon is getting pelted full of these bullets here. Silvertal's trying to keep themselves alive with the jumping and bouncing around. Will do so, as Melon's doing a great job just keeping his cart contested.
Yeah, I kind of wish Florin just stole the cart or just went for the Ana, but yeah, it's basically back to neutral.
I mean, neither team conceding a single inch on any of these fights here. Mistletoe does get taken down by the torpedoes of Jess. Big antidote from Silvertal, but the kills are here. And now Corgi keeping the team alive with the help of this rally, sustaining through all this.
What?
Void Fiber deciding to opt in to use the Tectonic Shock. Down multiple members of their squad. That had to have been a misclick. There's no way that Void Fiber decided that's a good time to use the ultimate. I'm gonna be real.
Looking at anybody either, so I really think that was a misclick. It is like the closest thing to him was an ulting Brigitte, so yeah, it must have been a misclick. But they're getting lead here. They definitely are. And for what? Using a rally and a pulse, which Florin's already half back to, and they got out Ventral.
Yeah, and you're close to your orbiter right here as well from Jess, just kind of just pelting in on Dr. Jargo. Here comes a dig and kneel from Void Fiber, trying to find some early damage though onto Dr. Jargo. Dr. Jargo having this destructive, or self-destruct online, ready to go, but Jess does have the orbiter ray. Mistletoe down again here from Florin. Takes down Mistletoe, and now HP's like on point. just melted. They don't have to use the Ray. No ultimates had to be used here for a fight victory. It appears as Jess able to survive through the damage. Okay, here comes the ultimates, though. The Destruct and the Nano, though, from Silvertails over onto Melon. They were just trying to keep the team alive here for a couple more seconds, but Silvertails and Melon are way behind enemy lines. Not getting any card crit touch here as well either, as that will be checkpoint guarding here for the Merry Maples. As just yeah, good.
No, sorry. The Maples are playing great, but like really uncharacteristic mistakes from the Mosasaurs. Like Silvertails, I do not understand that Nano, and then the Void Fiber ult, like they're just throwing away their ultimates. They need to, I don't know, they just need to lock in, I guess. This is what a long series does to a team, and this first game of this first game of the season.
Both Junos are exchanged though, but a nice AT from Silvertails. Locks down a few members here. Silvertails still 1 HP. The point still not quite fully in favor, and they got this. Corgi has a rally and dwell if they need it, but Aphusec just gonna get died on cart as Florin has made a swap to the Tracer and has found these kills, found these picks. As now you're starting to think, does just the push effect come in where just the lead is insurmountable, especially if Florin keeps killing Mistletoe like this in fights.
Yeah, and I really want them to not use ultimates. You don't have to. Maybe use the Juno ult, but I would just save it, wait for them to use their Juno ult, respond with your own. You don't need to use anything right now.
Already out here from Jess, though, as Melon gets kind of caught on their own wall. She's trying to get out here. A nice anti-nade is there, but the kills are not. As the Maples, with the help of the Orbital Ray, as well as the Rally, continue to push forward here, 125 meters and counting. And HP's Mike is stuck here as well, just out of their block, trying to run back to the spawn room. Silvertails running away as fast as they possibly can. But the spawn hole is here. Florin has Pulse Bomb looking for a succulent meal. As Silvertails offering their body up. Silvertails gets back and spawn at just the right time. Shooting the toes is Florin is spawn, but Mistletoe again has fallen. And Silvertails caught in the spawn room. The Pulse Bomb not going to find anything there. Then now comes out on the Melon as well as the Blizzard on the point. They use the downpour here as well. But they're not winning this fight decisively. The cart is still stuck here. No man's land. Florin and Dr. Jargo continue to push the cart forward. Now to Dr. Jargo on cart, and Florin and Silvertails 1 HP. No sleep either. Mistle TP's on in, has Suzu to keep us alive. But the bomb is out here. They're going to use a tectonic shock to try to sustain through all this. And finally, the cart's in their favor. But now 110 meters separate them in victory, and no ults to use.
I mean, I love this team. I really, really love the Mosasaurs. But what a horrible fight from them. They use 5 ultimates to hold that point, and half of them were not necessary. That sucks. I mean, I was just talking about how like Jess and Corgi shouldn't have used their ultimates, and they did. But I mean, it worked out because they used all 5.
Oh, Mistletoe down again.
So hard to come back from.
Down that Kiriko healing for your has to make it rough here. Melon has to get out with their life here. Void Fiber with a bit of peel coming on through with that dig, with that dual dash. But HP's like 1 HP, forced to block in a tough position. Now all of them are stuck in a small little room. Willfish tries to come in, try to get that kill. Melon just melted through all the pressure. And the kills are here. The recall comes up, but HP's like has no block to deal with this. And the cart once again goes right back, and Missile stuck in no man's land. And that might just be the map here. There might be a full cap for the Merry Maples. And the battle of peak versus peak. The Maples stand tall. And once again, the #1 team in our power rankings cannot win in week 1. The streak will continue as PRT is once again in complete shambles.
What a crazy end. I think both teams played really well. I feel like, and I'm not trying to take anything away from the Maples because I think they looked really, really good, especially that Willfish, Florin DPS line. I mean, Florin was just running the lobby, but I feel like the Mosasaurs kind of lost to themselves at the end there. Like they need to. It's a long series, map 5, first game of the season, but like you have to keep your composure. You can't use all those ultimates. It's I don't know. But at the same time, like they didn't look bad. They looked good, right? If they can kind of get it together and come back, like they're a scary team to. And everybody, that division is really strong in my opinion, but it's scary to go up against either one of these teams going forward.
And now we have to go ahead and give our MVP of the series. I got my eyes on literally all 3 rookies here for the Merry Maples. All of them played so well. Like we were talking before the series, can Dr. Jargo hang with Melon? I think they did a hell of a job in that one. Yeah. But and Corgi coming in playing the flex support. But I mean, there's only one player on this team who's undefeated in all the maps they played. I'm gonna be real with you, and with how well they played. You know, when you compare Jess to say like the other gold supports around the league, they had a hell of a showing here. I don't know if you agree with this one. If you got another person in mind, I'll be open for suggestions. But
Yeah, I mean, I think whenever I'm thinking about MVPs, I'm always taking into consideration what their rank is, because of course, like the higher rated players are going to pop off more. And I think Florin and Whalefish played amazing. I think Whalefish played. Florin was great, but I expect her to play great. Whalefish played really, really good, higher than his SR in my opinion. But I think Jess did not look like a gold player, not even close. So yeah, I think it has to be Jess in my opinion. I think she played so well for her rank. She won all of her maps, everything that you said. So
we will go and go to Jess and drag her in here for a quick player of the match interview. Make sure I drag in the right one. Nope. There they are. Congratulations on the victory and the match MVP, Jess. Your first match in Aurora history. You win all your maps. You go crazy. Win MVP. Yeah. Just, I guess, initial vibes and thoughts after that first big win.
Honestly, I went into it really nervous, but we have a very positive team. We plan things, and yeah, we just kept vibes up, and we played good.
Yeah, that's good. I guess my first question for you is, I don't even remember if you played the first map, but when you guys rolled out on Lijiang, seems like very anti-Mosasaurs comp. Was that kind of thought up beforehand? Is that what you're talking about with like the plans and everything?
A pinch of it, but honestly, it's something we'd already kind of been working on. So it just, I guess, happened to work out.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe they were in a map one, weren't you, Jess? I believe.
Yeah.
Yep, okay. I'm about to say they won all the maps they played, so they had to be in a map one.
Yeah.
I guess I just want a bit of a come into your team, I suppose, when it comes to who calls things. Because I know that Florin kind of comes in as like, I'm just going to play what I want to play. And she just kind of locks in, the Echo, the Pharah sometimes. I guess in terms of, IGLing, is anybody else stepping up? Is it Florin? Is Dr. Jarga leading the way? We kind of want an insight to, because your team has so many rookies, so we're kind of just interested to learn how you guys are functioning right now.
In all honesty, we all have an equal part. We all communicate really well. When we call something, we all go on it. We all kind of make our own calls, and then we jump on it together. There's not really one who calls too much or more than another person, if that makes sense.
It's a whole combined team
sort of
effort.
thing.
Yeah, the Dallas Fuel hive mind comes back for Harry Maples.
Exactly.
I guess I have another question for you. I mean, so first off, were you aware that they were the first seeded team? You knew that beforehand, I'm assuming?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did that influence your mental at all? Obviously, being a rookie, going against a team that's credit really high. I don't know if you know the players, but Melon, Silvertals, Void Fiber, obviously very well-known players in the league, very strong players. You said you were nervous. Do you think that actually affected your play at all?
Honestly, because I consider myself pretty competitive, I think that kind of helped that, because I just turned the nerves kind of into excitement a little bit, but also I think it did kind of help me play a little better. Kind of prove a point.
Help the lock-in.
Yeah.
And yeah, so since this is your first game in Aurora, this is your first match, your first interview, you gotta know El Clasico's coming your way to finish things off. So if you could not win MVP for your team this match, who would you give it to and why? I'm going to give you an extra credit answer. You cannot use Florin.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
She doesn't deserve it. No. Wasn't going to give it to her.
Yeah, Florin played like garbage. She lost 2 maps, unlike Jess. They're undefeated. Yeah, I don't know.
True. Honestly, it's support love for support love. Corgi really helped whenever sometimes I was doing a little rough. They kept it up. They put in 110%. And yeah, Corgi did really well. So I think Corgi should get it as well.
Corgi was my second choice too, because if your support lane can survive the Void Fiber Melon dive,
literally,
you gotta give some love to that one. So again, a big congrats, Jess, on your first victory, your first, I guess, big upset in Aurora history. And we hope to talk to you again here soon.
Thank you, thank you.
I gotta need to make sure I finally send you right back to your right one because there's so many channels.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
there you
was
go.
about to say, I
All
can
right,
do myself.
bye-bye. There we go. We got them. Got them right back. We got them home. That's all that matters. We called the Uber. So yeah, Topaz. Now we're finally kind of in the thick of things. A lot of matches finally being dealt with, and I want to shout out to our power rankings team, how smart they are. Our top 3 teams have all lost their series. The Mosasaurs, Martians, and Rohim all lost. One of them being a sweep. Yeah, awesome. Always trust preseason power rankings, boys. It's always big.
See, this is why I want the preseason power rankings though, because it's funny when they're wrong and they look so smart when they're right. So I'm a big fan of release the list. That's all I'm gonna say. Release the list. I want full power rankings.
Check BundesPN there. Unfortunately, all of my top teams lost. Oh wait, no wait. My Sherb's team won and Maple's team won. So 2 of my top 6 won. So I'm big. I'm I'm beating power rankings team. BundesPN is the way to go. Only get your good sources, boys. With that being said, our next game is going to be on Saturday, I believe. I'll go ahead and check a look at the match times. Yes, our next game is going to be on Saturday, June 14th at 7 p.m. The Estonian Egoists taking on the Hogue Hummingbirds. We don't have a pro team live for that one yet. If we can get a scuff one going, we'll let you know. Stay tuned to the Discord and stream announcements, of course. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been Booney. Joe May Night has been Topaz for a Mat 5 banger. Our first of hopefully many this season. Stay safe, stay healthy. Have a great racing, everybody.